Good morning, everybody. Yes, and it's the first official presentation I'm doing here. A little bit nervous, but I feel the support from the people crossover on the other side, and all the ancestors, all the enlightened masters, and including those souls who passed over during the COVID and globally. And the real information happens in terms of what I'm doing complete for the last 2.5 years, and started what I shared briefly, the story from 10 years ago. So I thought about changing the topic into this because they want different topic each time. So it's called 15 by 15. So the detail is I like the URE word. I don't know how you guys feel. Okay, let's collect feel, okay? URE word, ending word. How your ancestral infrastructures capture, and then pasture, and then texture, then culture, then nurture, and then rupture, and finally torture the body you will live. That true? Okay, good. So that's the topic. You can jot down my, the cell number and my email address if you need further assistance from after workshop. And you can dowsing why the Master Tao was presented for this professional presence. There's nothing to do with me personally, but we all need titles publicly. Instead, you're my first son, and that's how things goes. So let's move on to next topic. And this is what we're briefly covering. I will go as the pace moves, and if anyone want me to stop, I'll stop. You want to go back? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I can. Thank you. Are we ready to go forward? Okay. Yeah, the best part, take screenshots, okay? Yeah. So that's the topic, okay? Rain, trade rains. What is your body made of? I ate eight. I Ching's matriarchal calendar. I'm not sure any of you heard of it. And your conception party. And I made it up, okay? And your conception contract. Finally, your freedom expression. That's the basic topics, okay? Let's move the very first one. The rains in a tree and wrinkles in your skin. Are there any rained scars in any of your wrinkled age? Just, do you want to know, Dowsy? Yes or no? I learned from Martin last night, Yes. And so the detail, it's very inspiring to have this, okay? I've been working on the numerical system called 60. I don't know why. Maybe each or any of you can tell us. In the Western civilization, we have those time machine called 6 minutes an hour. And then for the last 30, 40, 50 years, we come up with the notion 60 seconds in a minute. And then for the last 20, 30 years, we have nanoseconds. It's magic, okay? So what my ancestors talking about, they calculate the life in a 60-year cycle. And the 60-year cycle are structured from the moment of conception till the end of second trimester, which means each of the life we live inside the womb, whatever our mom experienced physically, emotionally, consciously, up to a week, will manifest in our life 2.5 years. That's the mathematical ratio. Every weekly experience a mom experienced during the pregnancy from the moment of conception towards the end of the second trimester will manifest in our life 2.5 years. So a month is, see, 4 weeks. That's the ratio. So each month of gestation equivalent to 10 years in life manifest. You got the math? Each month gestation in the womb equivalent 10 years in life manifest. Yes. And as such, 6 months gestation to complete organically 6 months gestation takes 60 years in life. That's the math we are working, okay? We are not counting 60 seconds or 60 minutes. We're counting 60 years. Okay? Right. Yes. Any question for this moment? Just remember the math, okay? Number 6, okay? In the Bible, people hate 6, but in our work, it's all about 6. This is the map called the matriarchal lineage calendar. Has been existing over 5,000 years ago. Who knows for how long? And in those calendar, we begin called the virtual state, like I changing the I Ching's yin and yang line into M and F. M represents mother and the F represents father. So looking from the beginning, mom's mom, top trigram, and mom's mom, lower trigram. It's elemental, between planetary and elemental. Okay, the top represents planets, 7 or 8 planets. The bottom represents the earth beings or energetic elemental beings. Okay, so the numerical number in King is number 2, earth trigram or earth hexagram. So from that beginning goes 7 generations. You see, first generation, mom's mom interacting the husband, mom's father, and the second generation becomes mom's father. And third generation becomes father. You see the chronological progression. Those are the matriarchal lineage where if a woman start giving birth to a firstborn girl and the last chronologically and successfully, the royal blood results. The royal blood. How to retain, achieve royal blood like all the monarch tribes. It takes 7 generations. It's the same thing a soul will experience 7 incarnations doing the same job again and again and again. That's how you reach your masterhood. You come back to life using the rainbow color as an image. The first lifetime you start the red. Second, you pregnant, but till you reach purple, it's all universal. That's why the last of those 8 are the masterhood, which is also the biggest curse at the same time. You know, age 7, age 8, age 13, age 14, age 18, age 17, and finally 53, 54. Go ahead. It has 64, yes. Yeah, you can count it, okay? Take picture, count it. Okay, this is called understanding. 3,000 years ago, there's King Wen, named King Wen. He's the leader in the northwest of China. And the former king saved him because he's knowledgeable instead of being arrogant and destroy his own kingdom. So they keep him for 7 years in jail. Yeah, Zhou dynasty. Yeah, during those time, he was doing the royal, the casting system as daily diary. That's the birth of Book of I Ching. Before, there's no words. It's all energetic, elemental in the matriarchal lineage. Okay, and I had a true story when I was working on the downloading the I Ching's process. And Ken Wen's grandma was the last gatekeeper for this work, the matriarchal lineage. And she knew the matriarchal lineage come to an end. So she has passed on to her firstborn grandson. So in order to do so, she keep her daughter clean and pure. And the moment she was born, give birth to the child, she took away the boy, the grandson, away from the mother, which is the daughter, and fed him with three kinds of milk: the goat's milk, the dog milk, and the cow's milk. She never touched mom's breast. That's that's what he told me. Okay, not reading history externally, but his spirit's talking to me. So he's created a system in China that lasts for 800 years. Think about any dynasty in any world, start from a person, last for 800 years. The best contribution he did, he converted matriarchal lineage into 64 numerical patterns. And among the 64 numerical patterns, we would take number one, heaven, 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 and the earth, and the 29 and the 30, which is water and fire out for the cosmic wheels. And the remainder, the rest is 60. So if you can read his book without understanding why he did the casting on that morning, why the images, the sensations coming through, you just by reading the words, you will be lost because the words are so old, so ancient, and so obsolete, It's the same thing I did Lozi's translation through Mantak Cha in 1997, 98, those couple of years. And I have like 40, 50 Chinese commentaries. I have 40, 50 English translators, including the very first translation from Chinese to French. At that time, they called it TAU, the DAW, And so finally, I give up all the external, start having inner dialogue. Please tell me how you're making the recipes, not outcome as receipt, how you consciously formulate this stuff. That's how we have a conversation with all the masters. Not Lord Buddha sitting like cross-leg position, that's his signature body, but he sleep, he walked, he fought in the bar like everybody else. Good. So let's stay here. It's the map we are using, okay? I don't want to get in detail. The system in the matriarchal lineage has been using for at least 6,000 to 8,000 years. This map.
I just want to clarify. So the top is the mother line, and the bottom, like the I Ching, is the elemental.
Top represents planetary. 8 planets. So think about 8 planets interact with 8 different elements of Mother Earth: wind, fire, water, ice, whatever. See, that's the interaction with the old days. Let's move forward, okay? This is what we have. Human body template. The 15-sectioned genderless body template is our human digital blueprint to house our incarnating and ancestral spirits. We know this all time for thousand years, but to materialize into just 15 sections, we have to give credit to the digital world, digital industry, because they force us to look in our body, the basic structures as a template before gender occurs. So that's the blueprint. We agreed for this uniform instead of animal, ant, stone, or plants, or trees, or whatsoever, okay? That's our agreement to be in a human form. A body with the 3 stories, basement, abdominal, first floor, chest, and the brain upstairs. That's the agreement. And with the 4 limbs. Each has its own 3s. Together, it's the 5 3s. Okay, we move on, okay? So, what is my body made of? This is my catch on. I was cutting the grass. I say, I'm going to here give a talk. What I'm going to say? I ate 8 great-grandparents. I forged 4 grandparents. I took 2 parents. My body is the 4th generation, as my spirit the 15th. Just soak for a couple seconds. Um, in that sense, true. But in a conception party, there'll be minimum 2 required to have a physical body up to maximum 9. If all the 14 answers show up in our conception, we have no relationship left with the lovers, with the teachers, with the enemies, nothing left. See? So that's they give to me a formula. At the moment of conception, we will have from the minimum 2 spirits ancestrally to maximum 9 attending our own conception party, but we don't know which one of the 14, among the 9s, okay? Yeah, that's the formula, okay? So look, so our body is a 3-generational product. From this moment on, when you walk outside this building, you using scientific mind, what is this made of? Made all over. Every label is made of. Okay? Yeah. But the scientists say, what are you made of? They don't look inside because too ugly and controlled by aliens, not by human spirits. Yes. So our body is a 3-generation accumulation and start from 8 great grandparents, downside to 4 grandparents, downside 2 parents, and finally us. See the mathematic formula. This is how it looks like. Okay? When I was working on this body part, I received the image of the Lord Shiva stance. To me, in the whole world, we have Western civilization, the King David statues in the Western civilization, male, female body sculptures. But the Eastern civilization, Lord Shiva stance is the perfect image of swastika. So as such, everything is regulating from 5 threes. You see, from head, chest, abdomen is 1 set of 3. Right arm from up arm, the lower arm, the right hand is the set of 3. The same thing with the left hands. The same thing is left the leg and the right leg. So all about 3, 3, 3. Okay, 5 threes. That's what body is construct. The law of the 3. Okay. So in doing so, I'm using the best words I know. If any of you are going to change in the word quincocks, please. I have to fight. I have to fight my rights to use that word, and caused me a divorce with the brotherhood. He hated it. He won't using pentagram. Pentagram. No, it's not a pentagram because the 12 section of the skeleton body inside the bone, there's only bone marrows. But if you open up the bone, cavity of the bone, cavity of the chest, and cavity of the abdomen, they host organs and glands. See the difference? You see, the skeletal system, if you cut it, there's 4 layers. First, the skin. Second, the nervous system, maybe 5 layers. Third, the muscles. And fourth, the bones. And inside bones, the bone marrow. But if you look in the cavity, it has number 6 layer, the organs. It has number layer, glandular fluid, which crying, mucus, or sweat glands, whatever. In the body, if you know how to regulate the glands, you are an enlightened master. Glands speak in the final matter, nothing else. And among all the glands, pineal glands and thymus glands are the most important ones. Right? Pineal glands in the brain and the thymus glands in the chest are the most important of all glands. Most of the glands are dual, okay? Like, around the throat, around the eyes, around ears. Only, thymus and thymus, this is single glands. That's what this says. I don't know, okay? So look at this, okay? So from this, we divided the body into 5 sections because the brain is the first grow inside the zygote. This is my image right now. I want to bring the image of Tai Chi, the image of Tai Chi, inside is black and white dots. What I received is the moment sperm and egg join into a form scientifically called zygote. I call it zygote, instead zygote, G-O-A-T, mountain goat, zygote. And a split, right? That the very first split, one cell stays inside the brain cavity, next cell stays inside the chest cavity. The agreement is the throat. See that line? Okay. So then each duplicate into 2. The brain has 2, and the chest has 2. And the 2 and the 2 interact becomes 4, squeezed down into abdominal cavity through the diaphragm. And I love the word diaphragm over 10, 15 years ago. It's the only anatomical words I enjoy. The Eve talked to Adam, please die so I can frame you. Hear that? So you die, I frame. Diaphragm. So the male species has to die first, sacrifice everything. So the female species frame everything inside eggs. So in the esoteric meridian system, the essence of the male called the thrusting meridian, the essence of the female called belt meridian. Around the umbilical, there's a line, like oceanic line, that called the belt. Upon the 3rd month, when the babies start showing up, those like my babies right now, I'm still pregnant myself, okay? The 3 points, you can see it's going out. Okay? Male is the thrust meridian, or chun in Chinese medicine. The female is the belt, or dei, D-E-I, organically. Yeah, go ahead.
I may be getting ahead of you, but
if I can catch up, okay?
if there's an agreement between the brain and the chest, or a disagreement between the brain, can there be disagreements between the brain and the chest ancestrally that the throat needs to heal?
Yeah, it's between brain and chest. Yes. Or the toe and the chest, abdomen and the chest, because they're triangle. Each of these is a triangulation, the center of the triangle. It has 4 places around it. So what we do like this, okay? You ask yourself right now, were you born, brain is more balanced? Were you born, chest is more balanced? Were you born, abdomen is more balanced? At least we have areas more balanced. Through a quick or minute interaction, we got it. Brain balance is between daytime logical reasoning and the nighttime dreaming conscious. Chest balance is between passion and love, masculine and feminine. And the binomial balance between the male version of arousal and the female version of arousal. It's different arousal. Right? Yeah, arousal is arousal, but physiologically speaking, male and female is different. In the beginning, female is more fluid, male is hard, and then upon ejaculation, male becomes fluid, female becomes fires. That's how my very first female master among the 8 immortals, Master Song. There's Thomas Clary has translation called 8 Immortals. I'm not sure anybody have the book. So her poem came through me. She says, the peak of the mountain, mandible bone, reflect bottom of the sea, pubic bone. If you lay down, the highest point of the body, if you're skinny, okay? The highest point of the mountain peak is mandible bone and pubic bone. The peak of the mountain reflects the bottom of the sea. After thunder, laughter. Think about it. What? It's come from one of the 8 immortals, her poem, which is one of the only chapter specifically dedicated to the female cultivations. The peak of the mountain reflects bottom of the sea. Sometimes you're watching the mountains, the trees, from the lake, the reflections. You see, the peak of the mountain reflects the bottom of the sea, which means the mandible bone reflects the pubic bone because they are all 70-degree angles. Here, that's the beginning of the top side of Y. And the rest, the 144 on each side. That's the sacred geometry, the later Y. The center of the V is 70 degrees, and on each side is 144 degrees. That's to understand sacred geometry of the body. Both mandible bone and the pubic bone, the center is 70 degrees. If you're big, if you're off, you're not human. Yeah. Like animals' eyes more on the side. We are more straightforward. Yes. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, let me summarize. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so anything goes from the brain will find the material between hands and the feet. Anything go on the chest, they rise to the upper arm. Instead of continuing to the lower arm, they go to the lower leg. So that's how we find emotion residues on the legs, on the lower legs. Any emotion residue come from the chest, they rise first to the upper arm, and finalize in the lower leg. Anything physically start from the thigh and complete from the wrist cutting. Wrist cutting. Has anybody experienced wrist cutting? I hate my body. I hate blood. I hate menstrual. I don't want to live. Cut it. It's so common in Asian culture, among the girls. Yeah, wrist cutting. Because too much pent up, cannot release. Cut it. Yes. Okay, this is the sacred geometry, okay? This is the physical organic part of Merkaba. This image begins with the Lord Shiva's dance. Because in the completion of the Lord Shiva's dance, he has 8 arms on each side. Which is I was told, the original humanity. You can doubt right now, okay? I was told, I'm just a vehicle, okay? I was told, entire humanity begins with 8 holy mothers. 8 holy mothers. And each give birth to a set of twins. That's the 16 old Asian teachings. If you don't align with one of the original 6 teachings, when you die, you are dust in the cosmos because you have no lineage. You don't know where you come from. So that's why when the original practice going to our ancestor, from the firstborn ancestor for each bloodline, and from him and her, where the star system, which constellation come from. Yes. Okay, let's move on. So this is a rough picture what we are, okay? We have 8 first generation, 8 great-grandparents. I'm using M as a mother, A as a father, you see? Mom's mom, mom's father as a couple. You see? Mom's father's mom and mom's father's father. See? That's 8. That's why I ate 8. Remember? I ate 8. Second generation 4. 9, 10, 11, 12. And third generation only dad's mom, 13 and 14. We are the 4th generation and number 15. So we have been ignored this so much, so long, because since the day, for the last couple thousand years, when man made a collision with the sun and Mars, they won't have enjoy their moments away from the divine feminine, because the feminine energy, what I was told, upon 5,000 years ago, they were ready to give birth 6 fingers and 6-toed creatures. Think about all of a sudden you have 6 fingers on your hands and 6 toes on foot. They were ready because that's complete beyond the pentagonical functioning, the realm of the 5 senses, the basic 5 we are talking about. And it's in that time they made it, man and the sun and Mars made a coalition. They said, we want to enjoy for a couple thousand years before next thing's happening. Nah, they won't do something worse. They clone the babies, they break time codes, and the worst things happening for the male. And we lost the wisdom tradition, Took thousands of years individually come up with wisdom tradition, wisdom teaching. Right now, when they're updating and translate all the wisdom material into the computer information is 0 and 1, it's all a bunch of data, nothing more valuable. So we lost our ancestral legacy. in front of the computer industry. They don't care. It's because these foreign aliens, they don't care civilization. They just want to say what we have done collectively in man-made civilization for the last couple thousand years. Show me. That's what they show on the screen right now. Okay. The only thing they do is a sense of taste, a sense of smell. Think about, we're using sight, we use touch, with eyes, the ears interact with the phones, we interact with computer, right? But the computer don't know what the taste buds is, sweet or sour, or cream or chocolate. No. And they don't know how to smell it. That's why during COVID, you sneak into your nose, stick in the tongues to suck up your juice. It's very invading, it's very, very invading. We have done nothing but recycles the five senses. We have it. Why create a machine and away from what we can sense it? So that's my right. So this finger, I love it. And one day I mentioned, okay, if I'm right, my fingertip will be much better than best scientific medical equipment put together, because I can know what's going through the pressure points, what comes through the pressure points, that specific ancestral memories, whether two days ago, whether 1,000 years ago, because memory is there. Yes. Let's move next, okay? So this is map, but this is reduction map, okay? From 2 to 1, the third, okay? Okay, next is the pure map. I love this one so much. So I do not want to give you anything specific. Look at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Still 8, right? But each of the 8, we are mutating for 3 times. From great-grandparents to grandparents to parents. You count it from bottom up, not top down. I do not want to go to detail, just a rough picture between this one and the previous one. So me is me. I have nothing to do with my parents. You see, I'm just me. I'm an individual number. But for the next picture, look at accumulation. 4 great-grandfather as a male and 4 great-grandmom as a female, they repeat 3 times. Male, look on the top, you see, 4 male and 4 female, right? In the middle, you count in the yang line and the yin line. In Chinese, the oldest language of Chinese writing, solid line, or called the long lines, the yang represents penis. And the open line or the yin represents vagina. That's the oldest language. So in our translation, the yang line is the letter I, and the yin line is the letter V.
I think you lost us.
What? Did I?
Are you saying that the yin, are you talking about the yin and yang?
Physiologically, representation. So because in Chinese culture, anytime we invaded something, it's imagery, it's the conscious, it's all physiological representation. What I'm saying, as a human physiological representation, the yang represents male organ and the yin represents female organ. Yes.
Okay, we got that. I got that.
So that's it. So as a result, we have 8 great-grandparents, 4 are males and 4 are females, and they're repeating from their generation to their children and to their grandchildren. Okay, stay here. I don't want to go detail. Let's go to detail right now. Okay, next. That's each of our 8 great-grandparents is a gender identifiable individual, 4 males and 4 females. Is that right? Good. So I make this up, okay? Hoping when these 4 couples have 4 children, each of our grandparents carries 2 same gender IDs, one from parent and one from in-law. Wow. What's your relation with your in-law? What's your mom's relation with her in-law? What's your dad's relation with his in-law? It's never outlawed. It's always in-law. Okay, back to next. Having 2 grandchildren, a father, the grandson, holds 4 male IDs. And a mom, the granddaughter, retains 4 female IDs. Wow, that's how it's complex. We have 8. This body has 8. By the time you get married, you have 16 to play with it. God, who's talking to me? Yes. Yes. Okay, this is just rough explanation, okay? Let's go to the detail, okay? Is that right? We have 8 great-grandparents. Father's father's father and father's father's mom. It's a couple, right? Father's mom's father and father's mom's mom. It's a couple, right? Mom's father's father and mom's father's mom is a couple. And mom's mom's father and mom's mom's mom is a couple. And among that, look in the third letter. F, M, F, M, F, M, F, M. Repeat it 4 times. That's the cause of I Ching. Yes. Yes. So, still 8, you see? Okay, let's move on to next. Are you ready? Boo! Look at what happened right now, okay? Still 8 couple, but time you go to the grandparent generation, a male has 2 male ID, a female has 2 female ID. What's happening? Went from parent and went from in-laws. Okay, just looking right here, okay, this quad, okay? Father's father's father and father's father's mom. They have a child is this way, okay? She's the only female. What happened? Her energy goes from her to her future daughter-in-law. Wow. Wow. When I see this, I was, wow. It's the same thing this way, okay? This female is the boy, right? And they go to her future daughter-in-law. And this daughter-in-law be going on, okay? The same thing is here, okay? Look. Father's mom's father and father's mom's mom, they have a daughter, have a girl. So his male essence goes from the color to color. Look at the color identity, okay? Just color identity, okay? And the color identity. And 4 goes up and 4 cross parallel. I want you to soak it up, okay? This is the complete gene map. Ancestrally. Without what we're talking about a couple before this one. This is corrupted. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what you carry. Oh, I have 2 parents. Obsolete. It's me. I don't have a parent, you see? But for this one, it's complete gene map. Still 4 male, still 4 female. Never change. But they have different representations as we're going on. Okay, this is just rough image. Still 8 couple. Now from 4 couple to 7, 6, 8 couples. No, 4 couple, 5 couple, 6 couples. To the grandparents, only 2 couples. Look at the detail, okay? See the map? So that is why making sure you have a good relation with in-laws. Because your child either like you like him or her, you'll be obsolete. Let's move on, okay? So we add another element. In my culture, the Adam created for giving birth to the I Ching. The Eve is the behold of the bloodline, which is the meridian as the outcome. So their relationship is bloodline or I Ching, the male and the female. And in terms of this part, there were 2 sets of the meridian system. One is from conception to birth. The other is from birth to death. Life began not from when you're born. Life began with entering the womb. Whether you were there or not, your parents made it happening. Whether that house empty or full. Okay, let's back to, see, I'm translating right now from the I Ching's yin and yang into the meridian system. You see that? Good. At the bottom, you have 8 irregular meridians from the gallbladder to lung to stomach, pericardium, triple burner, spleen, large intestine, and liver. Down to the next generation, you see what's happening? Different meridian sets up. Bladder, thrust meridian, heart meridian, penis, love, small intestine, belt meridian, and kidney. So each of our grandparents had 2 sets of meridians. One from parents, one from in-law, which is different. See, look at the changing from stomach to thrust. Okay, look, this change from here to here, this change from here to here, and this change from spleen to belt, this from large intestine to small intestine. It changes. Okay, let me give you a quick summary why I was doing this, okay? I choosing a parents to love me dearly this lifetime. I don't care what they did, fighting before or after, but they love me dearly. And as such, if I'm going, I spend hundred years to identify what is my father's sperm has manufactured in me. And looking, okay, here's the product, his father, his brother, his father, until I did my most theatrical play. I cannot do in China, I did it here. Along tracing my bloodline and biologically to pure collectively, I played the role of first Adam. I want you to feel right now, forget about your parents, your grandparents. You are the firstborn boy and you are the firstborn girl. Never change, right? So there's no history in between right now. You are Alpha and Omega. See? Beginning and the end. Adam is the beginning, you are the end. Eve is the beginning, you are the end. Along those play, I saw the interaction. That's what's happening. I did parental honoring of my ancestors. I put them together. They're both lovely. On one side, the I Ching's line, yin and yang. On the other side, the meridian system. I honor them equally. I honor my parents equally. Okay, let's move. Okay, this will only happen for within 2 generations. Let's what happened next. See the cross line busy? So now, the 3 daughter, okay, this is the key female line. This is called the wind, the first daughter. This is called the fire, the second daughter. This is called the lake, the third daughter. So the essence of the female, from the wind to fire to lake. And for the male, from the thunders to the waters to the mountain. The essence of the 3 males. And only the repeated, see, the A and the, when, see, this repeated, see? This repeated for 3 times, and this repeated for 3 times, and those lines, they all stayed individually, isolated. And this, look, by the time become a dad's mom, the 2 female from dad's side go to the mother side, and 2 male from the from a female side go to the dad side. You see how complicated it is. You talk about cross generation and cross bloodline. Okay, that's the map. Okay, that's the oldest language the Chinese male invented, called the whole world run by 8 elements, octave notes, 8 planets, whatever you name. As long as you have 8, you're good. Now this is the detail. You see that? The couples, you see? The first 8 retain individual. The second, then they have a duality. See, from 8 individual to dual 4s and quadra 2. Look towards the father side. Has how many? Father has 4 male identity and mom has 4 female identities. Each of the grandparents has 2 male identity or 2 female identity. Okay, that's the map. And look happens gene pools. See the meridian system. "14 ancestors, 20 meridian, and 4 elements." That is what we are built collectively and individually. Okay? That's a day. I made it up. I love it. So as a result, there's 12 yang lines, 12 yin lines. There are 12 daytime hours and 12 nighttime hours from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Why? I don't know. In the winter time, 9 o'clock a.m. to 5 p.m. still ends with 5. Summertime, in the fall season time, the morning begins with 5 a.m. and ends with 9 p.m. or 10 sometimes, That's the hourly clock, okay? You don't need to know this, just the image, okay? I have the map. Okay, welcome to the ancestral party in Chinese.
Even more complicated.
That's the Chinese word 主宴. The Chinese word 主 is, okay, imagine right now, any of you, okay, who are not firstborn generation or second generation, you answered someplace not in the US. You want to see your ancestral graveyard, and somehow there's no remains, but grass-covered mound. And somehow a bird or insect talking to you, come here, come here. And all of a sudden, you feel the connection between the graveyard and the signs in the sky. Woo! Pilgrimage. Yes. And the party, there's shelters, there's heat, there's fire, there's drinks, and there's a female dance. See how beautiful the female images? Yeah, ancestral party. Yeah, I'm not sure your parents had a good time. No, okay, do a Tao thing right now. These one parents had a good time, but they can't see me or they don't care I'm there, Okay, good. Let's begin. What will your conception party be? That's what I received, okay? Any of the 14 ancestors can attending your conception party, dead or alive. We are talking about spirit, not talk flesh, okay? A minimum of 2 to a maximum of 9 ancestral spirits will attending your conception party, including your own incarnating spirit. Dowsy right now, what's the maximum number of my party attendees at the moment of my conception, economy from 2 as a minimum to maximum 9. Okay, do a dowsing right now. It's not for me, it's for you. That's your agreement. This is the first agreement, is how many ancestral spirits having a spiritual and constellation party, forming the light degree, the light before physical form is manifested between the sperm and egg. Anybody has answer? You have 4? 6? 9? No, maximum is 9. Because we have only 15 spirits. Do a 1,000 again. 9? You are heavy. 9? Good. That's your rule 9, okay? For so far, I don't want to go into any detail. Any person, that's your first contract, that number. That number means everything. That your birthday, your social ID, your social security ID, and any the rest numerals you have. That's the first numerical agreement you have upon and before you enter in the womb. That's the first contract you agreed. Next, any of the 15 spirits can occupy any of the 15 second body parts. Yeah, that's called 15 by 15. Yes. Each spirit occupies 6.666 of the entire body. So now you go to the doctor, what's wrong with you? It's all me. It's all my problem. It's all my problem. I have this problem. I have this problem. Hey, before I was born, I need a body. Miss, I need a body. I just want a body. So experience life again and to repay my mistake. Please, I need a body again. I don't care what's happened to you. I need a body, okay? Whether the parents get married afterwards or split makes no difference. I need a body. But in the meantime, you are only responsible among 100% and 15-second body 6.66. That's your responsibility. The rest is 14 others ancestors. Yes. That's a crowd, Yeah. Good. So that's an understatement. Back to household. Back to the bloodlines. Back to ancestral history. Back to the body and its cellular acupoint sensors. Back to the awakening the divine sensory and the knowing. Back to 3 digital fingering tools. Back to love and the spiritual healing. Now the detail. Your conception contract. Think of right now, if you want to change your job, there's something new open up. And this job not only allow you to find your own joy and happiness and expression, but it's also to help all the generations behind and the list 3 generations upward in the future. This is the work. You are coming here not listening from me. You're coming here to know a map of yourself. A map has been lost, disguised, hidden, twisted. The last one, okay, this is the map, okay? When parents, you are required to help 4 out of your 14 ancestors. Andy, we did roles, right? Can you share what your 4 ancestors you have right now from yesterday's quick exercise? Yeah, you are supposed to help. Okay, so your mom, her father, and her grandfather. That's 3. And the father's mom's father, right? The 4. Okay, so this is the map, okay? Let's get the detail right now, okay? Let's get exercise. If you don't want to, you can still no don't, okay? This is not for me, not but for you, okay? That's why you come here for attending the workshop. At least you can take something home. This is for you. Let's begin ask question. Was my spirit contracted to work on my mom's side's bloodline? Yes or no? Good. If not, was my spirit contract to work on my dad's side bloodline? Does everybody get it? Okay, if you don't do it, you come here for nothing. I mean it. If you want pendulum, borrow pendulum, muscle test, whatever, take this home with you. And before you die, you say you did your work. You don't have to come back the same bloodline into the aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, stupid same bloodline again and again. Okay, remember the seats right now, okay? I was inspired last night listening to a guy I was talking here. He said, what happens now, okay? If you don't mind, when you finish the dowsing, the people who say work on the mom side bloodline, go this side. You can stand up, just walk on that side. The people who contract work on the dad side, stay on this side. Yes. Huh? No, there's no way to do both. Unless you are the only child for the last 3 generations, from a single child to a single child to a single child for 3 generations on both sides bloodline. There's no way both. One or two. One or either. One or the other. That's the law of universe. There's nothing both. Okay, good. And huh? Mom's there, father's here. I want you to feel you are not alone, okay? You want to hold the shit ancestral work, you're crying, mourn, agony, but you are not alone. At least you have companies working on the dad side family or the mom side family. Yeah, mom's side, that side. Yeah. Yes. Good. Yeah, that side here. Yeah. I want you to feel the energy. We are supporting each other from this moment onward, okay? We are not alone in clean up ancestral debris and leftovers. Okay. Now, the people have remained on the seats. I'm curious to know. Okay, you finished already? You're waiting? No, I'm just waiting for the complete. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That side and mom side. There's choice, you know? You're listening to dad or you're listening to mom, not both at the same time, you know? Who's the boss in this moment? So for the people who's working on the mom side, the next question is, was I contract work on the mom side's bloodline? If the yes or no, feel it. Was my spirit contracted to work on my mom's bloodline? And for you here, was my spirit contract to work on my father's bloodline? So if the mom's mom here, stay on this side, okay? Go come here. Mom's mom. Mom's mom and the father's father stay over there. Father's father stay over there. Yeah. So the rest is mom's father, you see? The mom's father. Okay, the rest is father's mom, you see? Father's father. See? The answer's divided now. See? From 2 to 4. The next question, was my spirit's contract work on my mom's father's bloodline? Or my mom's father's bloodline? They're his parents. You see? You asking about his parents. Father's father or father's mom. Okay, you complete too. For here is mom's mom or mom's father. See? Here, mom's father's father or mom's father's mom. Finished? Father's or father's mom's mom. Father's mom's mom or father's mom's father. If you guys thought of father's mom's father, stay here. Father's mom's father, stay here. And the father's mom's mom, stay here. For you guys, father's mom, stay here. And the father's father, stay here. Feel that? Okay, for the mom's mom, stay here. Mom's father, stay here. And mom's father's father, stay here. And mom's father's mom, stay here. See, all divided. Wow, mom's mom is so crowded. Look at the division. So is that mom's father's mom? Father's mom. Wow, look at the small number. Okay, father's mom's mom called the wind, the first daughter of the universe. Wow, look position you're having. Yeah, father's mom's father, a sun, S-U-N, represents solar sun. Okay, father's mom's mom is mountain. Yeah, father's mom's mom is mountain. Okay, then father's mom is wind, and father's father is heaven. Yes. So mom's mom is the earth, and mom's father is thunder. Mom's father's mom is water. Mom's father's father is lake. Mom's father's mom is water. So now the 8 elements. You see? How beautiful right now, okay? I want each of you talking about, okay, looking at this, okay, this is you agreed, okay? For the father's father's father, you are the fourth generation, began with your father's father's father of that dominant bloodline. Because among the 8 great grandparents, one of them is dominant gene carriers. The rest just 7 days a week. 7 days a week, okay? So that's what we agreed for, ancestrally and elementally and meridian wise. That's the father's father's father is heaven and gallbladder meridian. Think about generals making things happening. And father's father's mom is the wind instrument. Talk about you creation through the wing, through the breath of life, and also the lung meridians. And the father's mom's father, father's mom's mom is the mountain, the joy, the pericardium meridians. Pericardium meridians. Sacs of heart, they call it sex meridian sometimes. And father's mom's father, the sun, S-U-N. Stomach meridian. Okay. These two I like too much, okay? I was known, just a small story, but the time I was 14, I have multiple symptoms coming through my body. I started doing Qigong practice because you don't have to pay for anything. There's no doctor fees, no medication fee. Just like you're a mathematician, just pen and paper, that's it, easy. No on X-ray. Art is very expensive. So I did not know I have digestive tract, so-called the stomach meridian. Until I did my own conception chart, my father's mom's father stayed inside my belly, abdominal cavity. He's the ruling element of my abdomen. And what it happens at the 6th week of gestation in my mom's womb, she realized she has no redness at the bottom of her body. She denied. Instead of joy, I'm pregnant again. Again, see? Because I'm the 3rd child. She denied it. Because of so, she cut the gasoline lines, which is the lung meridian, or the stomach meridian. She cut off the electric wire, which is the heart meridian iodis, the veins, and she cut off pericardium meridians, the veins, like 3 wires cut off, All of a sudden, the house has no heat and there's no water. Wow. Now imagine right now, we all have a diaphragm. Diaphragm is like stupid walls. The baby, Chinese medicine, these 2 points, they call the sun moon points. So by the time in the womb, that you see the sun moon right here. So beautiful. Sun moon points. Yeah, stomach 16 or 18, And what it happens is that, diaphragm has 3 holes. One for the artery, one for the vein, one for the stomach. If you take care of the 3 holes, everything's good. Right? That's why diaphragm is the hardest place to awake. Because on the top of the diaphragm is the holy communication, it's the immaculate conception. And the bottom is the ancestral conception. Okay? Yes. Yes. Okay, let's get back. I have a couple of minutes left, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Liver meridian, mom's mom, earth and the liver meridian. And mom's father is the large intestine meridian and the thunder. Mom's father's father, triple warmer. And the lake energy. Mom's father's mom is the spleen meridian and the moon and the water. Okay, this is the example, okay? Before we were entering body, okay, there's 8 elements we agreed, okay, ancestrally. And the music of earth elements, like 8 trigram. That's how we end up at the body, okay? We don't have to go forward. This is the first taking analysis of conception chart analysis, just like this, okay? The earth music notes. So because each of us soul see a piece of earth before we enter in the womb, right? You landed on the earth somewhere, right? We are here, right? So, so remember right now, you doubting yourself. Which part of the earth element my spirits landed on? Did I land on the lake? Did I land on the mountain top? Did I land on the forest treetops? Did I land on the desert? Did I land on the snow covered ground? Did I land on the rivers? Did I land on the ocean Pacific? Ask yourself. Or did I land on Lake Victoria's? Okay, that's your homework. Okay, so which means you know how to access that notes, music notes. So if you like climb the mountain, you land on the mountain. If you travel in the desert, that's the heaven energy. Okay, if like in the earth, you like woods or naked earth, touching the soils, whatever. Okay, that's the language your soul remembers before the body is built the senses in you. Good. Next. See how complicated right now? This is another example. This is the divine awakening body between brain, chest, abdomen. Each has its own four corners. When you have this body, the body returns to the golden means, the golden Merkabahs. So from this, your expression is not just elemental, but the best for the entire humanity. Just remember this. Anything you do, you affect entire population of what you behave. This is the astrological portion. I did a combination between the Western astrological zodiac house and the body parts, the meridians, and the ancestors. So, go back? Okay. What? I'm so sorry. We have this is better than PhD presentation, right? The PhD is going to have an hour, you know. I have maybe 75 minutes, you know. So which means I've lived 75 years before make things happening. And now 15 years to go. How beautiful it is. Imagine right now, you cut your skin off, okay? You shed the entire skin, map in the horizon of the sky. And each part of the skin become astrological zodiac about the 12 seconds of the body. And at the center of the chest, the three universe. Wow. And the pressure points are the holes where stars are shining through.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before you were saying that, wait, father's mother was upper leg, but it's not showing that on.
Wow. See, left foot, left lower leg, left upper leg, right upper arm, right lower arm, right hand, left hand, left lower arm, left upper arm. See, four arm and legs hovering around. Visualize that. They are not only that, all of a sudden, the 12 astrological house right now, instead of Greek talking about celestial dance, a celestial family fight, we have body parts. Woo! You catch your body, boom, fly in the sky. Okay, that's Taurus. You got this. Oh, that's Cancer or something Gemini. Okay.
But this is saying the father's mother is lower arm, where previously it was upper leg.
No, it's a difference between average map and what show up specifically in different parts of the body. That's example. This is templates. Yes, these are templates. Okay. How to preserve the wisdom tradition by exalting moral values in this day of digital world. So you take picture, I go. This is the last I want you to take home with you. Oh, come on, I'm done with it because the photo is fast. Thank you. So as you. Okay. I had experienced my twin flame. We did a spring cleansing, and each week I'll do my reading. And towards the end, this is the result. No more body, no more body parts, no more ancestor, but moral values. That's the difference between us humans and the rest of the creatures. So when I look at you, I'm looking beyond the gender and the age. What's the moral value shining around you? And it captures me. For instance, okay, father's father's father, okay? Courage, honorable, gratitude. You have these codes in you. Once this ancestor materialize the moral value and pass on genetically to you. If not, you have to learn from somebody else. That is the ancestral relationship and the soul contract. Towards the end, we have two roads. One road is the ancestor, are called the red bloodline. The other is the white bloodline of the evolution of your soul. So towards the end, it's not you, it's not your loved relationship, it's your ancestors and your loved ones having conversation, have drinking teas. You are neutral. Yes. So if anyone want to change any of these words, please, because this is my own personal downloading. I'm not sure I capture all the moral values. 4 minutes? I'm gonna go. Couple more minutes. So I knew today it's my breakthrough, and soon this will be international. I need of you, any of you willing, you want to change your job, you want to be free, you want to become enlightenment. This is the road. Okay? So the worst part, if I see you after you die, you say, okay, did you finish for ancestors? That's good. No, I clean up. Or you can choose another family, choose a high vibration family instead of you hate your dad, just like your mom, you know? Any questions before we? Yes. This is a contract. Okay. Also, forget about religion because religion is divorced from the body. I don't want to read the history book no more. Each of you carries your own bloodline deeply buried inside for thousands of years. It's alive. It's inside. And you don't have to read books, learning from somebody else. So that's why you're here, not learning from me. You are remember what you agreed with. You remember who you are. I love you. Thank you. Okay, just quick notes. I'll be able to stay here till Sunday, and I feel like I'm going to stay here for the next couple more days with the local people. I'm opening for the conception chart. This is brand new. I work my ass off how to analyze everything. If anybody locally want to enjoy, get together, I'm in, because until Thursday, I'll be in Syracuse in the Finger Lake Lodge, did a presentation, and I'll be back to Ohio, okay? And thank you. Yeah. You have a conversation. Father's father, why did you choose my body? Why do you have clean up your ass? Or what's the value you're going to teach me? What's the value you're going to teach me? Well, tell me what you earn in your life. What's the most the gift you can pass on to me? One of the two, right? Because when you in a relationship, it's a package, not just good or bad. It's a package. The same with his ancestor. That's why they show up in a conception party, because they want to invest in what they earned in the entire life. They want to say, please help me. I screwed before I die. How many people died peacefully without any problem? So the problem remains in our circulations. So we are living with our collective ancestors. That's what the Chinese culture did. They honor the ancestors so purely to the point they forgot about themselves. So that's what I bring. In the meantime, I'm not saying anything good or bad. The American and China is going to be further confrontational. Why? Because the computer industry, when the Chinese students, thousands of Chinese students, the same thing 1,000 years ago, they go to India to learn the Buddhism. Now they don't learn the Buddhism, they learn the science. All of a sudden, computer algorithm trick their own brain memory, because the Chinese will think in with the I Ching's codes and meridians. They don't think the rest. Can you fight it? It's in the game. My point is, 1 and 0 is translated originally as yin and yang, or yang and yin. It's in the Chinese bloodline. because the Chinese ancestors invaded the 0-1 code, and Chinese Eve created a meridian system, which the line, which is the threads of love. Meridian are nothing but threads of love from the Holy Mothers. Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, if you want your conception chart, text me or email me, because the world needs us to clean up. And so as we clean up, this is the guaranteed enlightenment. It's not for me, but for you. I know where I'm going when I finish the last breath. I want to enjoy you up there, upstairs. Smoking chimneys, ascended masters. The Pope, okay, you got to smoke?